Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ina, and in this video I'm going to wrap up slash setup of what I watched in month of May. Journal is from Amazon, will be linked below. The yellow washi tape is from the shop that is no longer open, so I cannot link the washi tape where it's from. The gray washi tape is also from Amazon. I will link it down below, and everything that I used will be linked. Star ratings is I made them myself. I purchased the printable from an Etsy shop, and then I resized them to fit better what I wanted, a smaller size. I also make my own stickers for the covers for TV shows, movie covers. I resized them. These ones are with the height of 1.4. Last video I talked about it more, so I will link that video also below if you want to hear about the sizing of it and what I talked about it more. Some of the stuff that I watched is I watched 3 movies. 2 of them I rewatch. One of them is new one. And then I rewatched Pretty Little Liars. Watched 2 new shows of the Musketeers season 1 and Handmaid Tale season 1. Then I watched a documentary, Mystery of Abandon, and then Contraband Seas at the Border, also documentaries. And over here I'm doing my rewatch of everything that I rewatched. I love that page. It's such a good page, and when I added small covers, it makes the page so cute. And then I updated my favorite of the month. Favorite of the month for month of May is the Musketeers season 1. I love the show. It was such a good show. I really enjoyed it. It was really interesting. So as I said, I updated it. And I didn't do the monthly statistics, which I do. I've kind of forgot to include it, but I like to add that too. It was something that I added this year, and I have been really enjoying it. And then on the opposite side, on the right side, I like to add the favorite of the month section. So it'll be favorite of the month, and then second favorite of the month. I decided to do it because sometimes you have like 2 things that you really like, but one is like more that you like, but the second one is like a little bit like you like the favorite of the month. It's like 100% you like it, and then you like it 99.9%. So favorite of the month was the Musketeers, and the second favorite of the month were season 1 of Handmaid Tale. And then I also like to add favorite scenes from anything that I watched. It doesn't have to be the favorite section. It could be like anything. One of the scene I added from the Handmaid's Tale is when June tells Nick that she's pregnant, and that scene was so lovely. It was so beautiful. It was like I was crying at that moment. I was like really crying because it was so tender. It was so beautiful done. Like Max Magala did such a good job portraying that beauty, and it's like it's so believable, and I really liked about that part. It was something nice to see, and like really, if you watch the show, you know what the show is about. So it was really nice to have like a moment of beautiness. I'll say that. And then the 2 other scenes are from the Musketeers. I just love the first scene and the second scene. The second scene is like so hilarious if you watch the show. I don't want to spoil it, but that part was like so hilarious. First review is for After and After We Collided. Both the movies are rewatch. I saw someone talking about this movie on TikTok, so I decided to rewatch. I just rewatched it. I just rewatched the first and the second one. It came out in April 2019, so it was kind of recent. So I'm okay with this movie. I give both of the movies 3 stars. They're not like the best that I have watched. That they're like a little bit cringy, but at the same time, I was like, Harden never gave me like a bad boy vibes. I don't know what it is, but it just like I don't know, maybe the actor didn't. He was like there, but not really there. When I'm thinking about like bad boy vibes, I'm thinking about Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer or Angel when there's like a curse thingy. Even even like that, like Angel was really also too. He was like something about bad boy and stuff. And then Damon from the Vampire Diaries, Chuck Bass from Gossip Girl, Lander from Walk to Remember, or Will and Chris for Scam, like that's what I'm like get into. But over here I kind of felt like he didn't do that. I did like the actress, I think so her name is Josephine. I really like how she portrayed um Tess. She was cute, she was believable. I overall like the movie is not that bad. It's okay. It's like a couple times it's a rewatchable. It's not like one time watch, but if you watched it, I don't think so you will regret it. But at the same time depends of what you like or you don't like. So I just did it like a little bit. I added some hearts from washi tape, and yeah, I included a couple of pictures. So the next part is Spiral. Spiral is a horror crime released in May of 2021, starring Chris Rock and Max Magala and others, of course. It's part of the Saw franchise, a killer inspired by Jigsaw. Is this movie is not what I was like gravitate to. I saw someone talking about it on TikTok. I saw that it was available on Hulu, so I watched it. The Plaid Washi tape is from Hobby Lobby. It's really good. Like I really like it. Also, it comes with another one, but I cannot link it anywhere because I tried to look it up and see if there's it's available, but it's not. And I even didn't see it in the store. I don't know like when it's gonna come back, if it's gonna come back. I didn't see the washi tape like ever, and then I walked to Hobby Lobby and I was like, this is kind of nice washi tape. I used it in this section, and then I used it in a couple of them because it was kind of nice. And also the spiral, it has like the spirally thing, it's like black and also red, so I was like it's kind of good for that. And the black skinny washi tape is from Amazon. It comes as a whole pack, also will be linked below. But this movie says that it's horror and crime, which I don't know if it's like it is like I don't know, like it's something about that horror part. When I'm thinking about horror, I'm thinking about scary stuff. I'm thinking about that I'm going to be scared about it. That if I'm gonna be like I'm gonna be thinking about it before after watching a scary movie. I need to watch like a Barbie cartoon or something, or something cutesy in order to like forget something. But over here, I didn't like um didn't get that feeling. I wasn't that scared about it. It was like some of the parts were like like nasty, but I was like, it's not like I haven't seen something in like Criminal Minds. Minds has a lot of like crazy episodes that are even more. I feel like more disturbing than even this movie. So I was kind of like, I don't know if it's horror, but maybe I'm thinking about like scare horror, but horror maybe that it was like some of the parts were like I can't really say it. I don't know what YouTube is gonna do if I'm gonna say like the scare part, not scare part, but disturbing part. But I'll say like I give it 3 star. It's not that bad. Also I did figure out who were the killer at the end, so it wasn't surprising for me, which I didn't mind about it because it's not something that I was like, oh, if I'm gonna spoil myself, I will not watch a movie. Not really. Um, I don't know. I don't mind getting spoiled when it's like if the movie is like okay and stuff. Like I don't mind it, but overall Overall, the movie was kind of okay. Will I rewatch it? Probably not. That's not something that I'm going to be watching again because I kind of know. But I did like how Max Megala played the role. Also because I watched him in Handmaid Tale and then I watched Spiral. I didn't know that he was in it. And then I was like, oh, you're here. Because the part that I was like watching wasn't like part of like the whole thing. So I didn't know that he was there. So I was like, okay. Chris Rock was like, what are you doing here? Because I kind of associated him with comedy, and him being in a crime like more serious movie was kind of like, I don't know if they casted the right person. He was okay, but at the same time, I feel like he needed like more to convince me that he's like a police detective that he has been on a job for like years. He knows this. It's kind of felt like kind of lost, but at the same time, I don't know. Maybe the script isn't working really well for it. Like who knows? But as I said, like it was fun. Like at the end when his father was in the warehouse. I'm not gonna spoil, but his father was in the warehouse, and then there was like when the SWAT was coming in, and then something happened. I'm not gonna say anything. I was like, oh, kind of cool. Like those stuff was kind of cool. For me, it was kind of like unbelievable that William, needs the cops' help. Like, why does he need his help? Like, why? Like, why does he need Zeke's help? When you think about it, he has been doing this for a while and he's done it really well. Like, he doesn't need anybody's help. He could have just continued it, and the detective would be trying to catch him. I don't know. That's how I was like thinking about it. Like I can't really comment on like how is it with the franchise stuff because I haven't watched anything. And my sister was like, "Oh yeah, I know this," because she saw a couple of it, and she was like, "Oh yeah, it's part of this and this." And I was like, "Oh okay, so this is." She's like, "No, it's not this." Again, I just saw it because I just saw it. It was just there, and that's how I kind of watched it. Sometimes I do that. I see something on TikTok or I see it on Hulu promoting and stuff, and I was like, "Why not watch it?" Because I had like time, and it was like, but in my head I was like, I think so it would have been better to like watch it in October because like horror element and stuff, but I was like, it's fine. I watched it in May, and it's going to be one of the movies that I watched is gonna be brand new. So I have some leftovers pictures, and this is how the spread turned out. So the next one is the Mystery of Abandon. I love this documentary. It's one of my favorite documentaries. It's like the best documentary in my opinion because you learn so much history, you learn so much places. Um, the season that I watched was season 7. I'm thinking of going back and rewatching the first like 6 seasons, and also include it in my bullet journal, so that way I will remember the places while I was like searching up the places, which I had to rewatch every single episode because we were introduced to 50 different places and there was only 11 episodes, so there's a lot of like places. I don't remember all of them. I kind of remember them, but not all of them. But because I was doing my research, I had to Google the name, the place. On some, it was pretty easy to find. You just Google and it appears. On some of them, I had to go on Pinterest and look up. Some of them, I had to like Google like more deep dive in it to find the like correct like place. But after like I wrote it down everything, like I print out the pictures and then I wrote the details. I kind of remember a lot of places, and it's kind of nice to see remember it. Also, if I'll be like flipping through the notebook, I will remember some of them. So that's what I'm kind of thinking, maybe for my next year journal. Or I was also thinking maybe if I will have space in my journal, in the end include maybe season one, because I already watched it, but I could just like include that information. But some of the places that we looked were the sanitarium. The first one is like Beverly Hills Sanitarium in Kentucky. The second one was Mines in Sardinia, Italy. Then the third one is the underground labyrinth, Odessa, Ukraine. And I find it to be kind of interesting. The fact about Odessa is the fact when Russia invaded Ukraine, a lot of people went that into the labyrinth underground, and they were hiding it from the attacks. And it's kind of interesting how it was it was closed down because like nobody was using it, but people are using it now. It was interesting to learn about it. And then there was some like interesting like like a park in Arkansas. Then there was like national parks. There were also in it was like Ksar Oled Sultan Sahara Tunisia, and it was the place like I think so Star Wars or Star Trek. I don't know. One of them that had like it's like similar a neighboring place that they filmed place that was kind of interesting. And then they had several castles. I love castles. It was really like interesting to learn about them. It's Castilla Brown Castle, Dracula's castle in Transylvania, Romania. And then there was like places like Ohio State Reformatory in Mansfield, Ohio. And the building is beautiful. If you would just don't know the history about it, you'll be like, oh, this is such a beautiful building. But when you think about it, it's such a sad story about it. But when people were like creating those places, some of the people were thinking about helping people. But what like it was made into, what I was like later on, it's kind of like sad about stories. But the idea on some of the places is people were trying to help people, try to evolve, try to move somewhere. And it's fascinating that right now sometimes we don't even move like farther. I feel like we're kind of stuck at the same thing. We kind of repeat, like everybody's like, oh, it's a brand new phone, but I was like, is it really brand new phone? We already had smartphones for a while. It's nothing new invented. Like everything is like created. If somebody would just say like, oh, we have a landline, and I'm like, we already had a landline. It's no longer interesting because we already had landlines, and it's nothing like creative or new. Then we had there was like several of places that I was like, oh, I knew about that, but I didn't know about like the whole history about them. And it's also interesting about learning about like American stuff, because like I wasn't born in America. I know a lot of history of like Ukraine, but I don't know about like creation of American stuff. Like for example, the Wonder Bread factor in Buffalo, New York. It was kind of interesting. And I kind of a little bit teared up because we also had Wonder Bread where I live, a factory, and it got closed down. And I still remember when we were driving past it, I could smell the bread when it was baking. And right now it's just a U-Haul rental place, and it's a storage. And they still have the name Wonder Bread on the side, which I kind of like that they left it because it's kind of like part of the history. But at the same time, I'm like, it's kind of sad, but I still have the memories of it. So also what I did, I took some pictures that of the places that I really enjoyed and liked, and I decided to put them on a spare sheet because I had like a sheet empty. So I was like, why not add something that I enjoyed the most so I could just remember about it. So the next part is Pretty Little Liars, season one. released in June 2010, which is so long time ago. It feels like it was just recently, but it was in 2010. So long, but I feel like it's not long enough. So there's 22 episodes. It's a rewatch. It's such a nostalgia rewatching Liars. I forgot some scenes or what happened or the shocking moments. Some of the characters that I didn't realize. Like for example, Jason and in the beginning was played by a different character, and I was like, oh yeah, I don't remember that, but okay. But there's such a nostalgic thing about PLL. I will just call it PLL. The girls were so interesting to watch. Also, their outfits are just amazing. I love the all the girls' outfits. I feel like I would wear every single one of them. For example, I feel like I like Arya's the most because she's kind of interesting, but at the same time, when I'm like thinking, depends on where I'm going. For example, if I'm trying to go out and stuff, I would wear like mixed with Spencer and Hannah, like a little bit sophisticated, but at the same time fun. Something that category. If I'm going to be like a little bit laid back, Arya is really good for that, but at the same time fancy. And then Emily is also like fancy, but at the same time laid back. And at the same time, like Arya, really good with accessorizing. I feel like she did a lot of accessory. Overall, like the jewelry was so beautiful, and the pieces were also interesting, and the style was so good. I feel like even if you're gonna be watching it right now, you're still going to be like, oh, this is so fancy, so really nice, so different. Like each girl had it like a different style, and I really like it about it. I watched a couple of like modern TV shows. I feel like they kind of lacked in personality sometimes. Also, I really like the show because it didn't go like anywhere. It just focused on like PLLs. It focused on their story of like who's A and stuff. In my opinion, Arya should have been A. I don't know why, but I feel like she would have been like perfect. She's like the most quietest, I feel like, of the group. I feel like a lot of girls told her a lot of secrets, so she would know a lot of secrets, and she would overall know about it. And I feel like because they trusted her, they would not like. Not a lot of people would like believe that Arya is A, and I feel like in the end, who should have been like A is like Arya, and then the only people who would find out who the real A is the audience. Like for example, in the end, Arya is like sending a text message to herself or something, and then looks at the screen and then puts her finger to the mouth like a quiet signal, and then reveals that she's A. I feel like that would happen so like, oh my gosh, I didn't see that coming. Like I see that coming, but I didn't see that coming. I think so that would happen like so like shocking versus the A that we got revealed. I was like, this is really underwhelming. I feel like there were other A reveals that were more shocking that I still remember, that I'm like, oh my gosh, that happened. Like I still remember several of them. Of course, I'm not gonna spoil them, but yeah, I felt like there were others that were more powerful than what we got. Also because we were kind of like, oh, this person was always there, and I was like, where, when? We just introduced to that person like over here. Like there was not a lot. Like it wasn't. I don't know what it is, but I was really disappointed about it. So yeah, like it was a really good show to watch. I really like the show. I feel like if it was coming out right now, I don't think so it have done so well. Maybe it would, but I feel like the how it would be portrayed kind of differently because we kind of live in a different like era or something. I don't know, but I like the show. It's a rewatch. It's a great show. I really enjoyed it. It's a great show. I don't know if I will continue watching all the rest of it. I think they have 7 seasons. Um, I really just wanted to watch the first season. It's such a nostalgic, and also because I watched it so long time ago, I kind of want to rewatch it. And I forgot how like Hannah is so funny. Her jokes were so hilarious, and what girls had to go through is just something. So the next page is the new show for me. It's The Musketeers. I gave it 5 stars. The show is amazing. The show released in 2014. I don't know how I missed the show, but I'm glad that I watched it right now so I could make a beautiful spread about it. I really, as I said, I really like this show. The washi tape that I'm using is from Amazon. I will link that below. I don't know if it's like technically correct with everything. I don't know like the lore of the Musketeers or like a lot of it because I googled some of them and I kind of was kind of a little bit confused about stuff. But I was like, it's fine. Did this show like entertain me? Did I enjoy it? It was believable that I was transported into 17th century Paris? Yes. I liked the outfits. I liked how the hairstyle, the accessories. Like one thing that I really enjoy how they put like emphasis on hairstyling and decorating it. Like the accessories because I've seen several of TV shows and they're having like bouncy Hollywood hairstyle and I was like I don't think so they had like that hairstyle back in the day. It just kind of feels um I don't know, unfinished or something. But over here I really enjoyed it. I loved how they put like work into the hairstyling, the outfits. Like outfits were so amazing. I like Milady. Her character was really interesting to watch, and the fact that she's this female assassin, I guess, or something. But again, I really like her. One of the dresses, I think that she wore it in the first or second episode. It was like a hoodie. And then when you put the hood down, it's goes into like a collar. I was like, that dress is so beautiful. Constance is like my favorite. She's such a like a girl boss. Constance is my favorite character. She has spunk and personality. The way she stands up to the Musketeers. I think so in the second episode when she slaps Aramis and hit D'Artagnan. Such a funny moment, but it shows her personality and she's adventurous and could stand up for herself without putting anybody down. It's like really interesting, but at the same time, she's a lovely person and caring person and really amazing. I don't know what how I want to say, but at the same time, it's like she's not the damsel in distress, but at the same time, if she needed, she could be a damsel in distress. But at the same time, she has her personality, and which I love it because there was also one episode that we're talking about the women's rights and stuff, and I found it to be really refreshing because it wasn't talking about like oh this and this and this is monarchy, this is bad and stuff, but it was like explaining to us how times are different. Even if you're a noble woman, you could get punished, you could get harassed. The next section is the Handmaid Tale. I watched season one. I remember when the show was coming out. I think that they had a promotion on Hulu for season 2 or 3 or something. I don't remember. And I was like, people were like talking about it, but I was like, I don't really care about it. And then watched that thing. So I began watching like the second episode. Oh, I mean, I began watching it the first season, the first episode. I was so like so confused of like what is going on, what are we doing? It was kind of like weird and I couldn't like figure out. And I think so or the first season was coming out and I think so I got to the part I didn't watch the whole thing, but I was like, oh, I just want to see how the like episodes are ending. And I think I was watching, I was like, I'm just gonna skip watch the last episode. But I think so they have 10 episodes. But I think so I watched the episode when the lady from Mexico came and Nick and June is like standing and holding hands. And I remember I was like skip watching to it and I was like, oh, this is not gonna end well. And I know how season 6 ended, so it's like I knew even back in the day, and I didn't even watch the show at all. I was just skip watching that episode because I was like, oh, how is the season gonna end? I do it when I'm not interested in the show. I just want to see how it started and how it ended. And then I didn't even care about the show at all. I didn't look it up. I seen it It was coming out because on Hulu they sometimes have a promotion. And then, so why I started watching it is because they said that the season will be the last season, and I was like, this is kind of will be kind of good to watch because I do like when shows end, and also because they have like 2 years of break and stuff. So I was like, I'm not gonna be waiting on the TV show. I'll wait patiently for the whole thing to come out so that way I could just watch the whole thing. And that's what I did. I was like, I will just watch if I want it. And then when I heard that, then this will be the last season, I was like, I will start watching it. Also, I seen several people talking about it. I was like, oh, and then there was so many prediction about it, and I like those when people like thinking like, oh, what this show could be, what it could be, and this and this and this. I don't think so. A lot of people predicted it, and a lot of people are mad about it. And here's the thing. Moving forward to it, like kind of, I do agree. When you wait for so long to something happen and then they don't deliver, it's kind of disappointing. It's like I wasted a whole time watching that something that's kind of was kind of dull and boring. And I do agree. And here's the thing, because I knew about the show back in like 2017, but I didn't follow the show. I didn't really care about the show. But those people who waited like 2 years to watch it and then they got disappointed. And then um, I was like talking, I was reading some of the stuff that they were saying, like, oh, this is not how they went. I was like, but when I was like watching season one, I was like, where were you going in season one? I feel like the season one already is like a blueprint of like what you were doing, and then you're saying you weren't doing the same thing in season six. I was so confused about it, but of course I haven't watched the whole show, so I'm going to be watching season two. I'm kind of interested. I don't know if I'll be watching the whole thing because I also skip watch season six kind of. I watched like the first episode and then I watched the two last episodes. It's because I already know half those characters. But for example, one thing that I liked about the show is the cinematography. I like how the scenes were quiet. Some of the scenes like you when they're like open on like focus on the character, but it's quiet. And I liked it because that way we as audience could just look at it and see like we could just emerge in that scene. Also, what I liked about June's inner monologues, it kind of reminds me of Arrow at first season when Oliver had his inner monologues, and I really like that because we kind of um, like could understand what she's going through without like seeing it because like it's like quiet moments and which I really appreciate and like that because like you get that. June's relationship with Nick, it's like a little light in a horrible place. I felt like Nick was treating her as a human being versus everybody like higher end and stuff treated her as nothing because they believe she's like nothing. Versus when we first like meet Nick, he tells that he doesn't like tuna as something like personal and human, and it was kind of cute. And then when she said oranges and tuna, I was laughing. I was like, I'm 100% sure she's flirting with him, and he's kind of reciprocating it. As I said, it's cute. It's kind of nice seeing that in this horrible place, there are still human beings who want to have that like normal quote unquote stuff in relationship. We'll see how everything's going to be in future and how it will be because I'm only on season one. And this is everything that I watched. And here's a little quick flip through. I watched something new, something old, and I hope you enjoy this video. And thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you. Bye bye.